Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday, the 20th of February 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Hermetic Tarot today. Let's see what these cards have to say about Sunday and what energy you'll be working with. So I'm just going to shuffle these a few times, choose 3 cards and see what the day has in store for you. Let's see what that is. Sunday, the 20th of February. First card is the Emperor, Son of the Morning, the 8 of Swords, Lord of Shortened Force, and then finally the 4 of Swords, Lord of Rest from Strife. Okay, I'm laughing because these names are just so grand and so big. Okay, so the Emperor is a major arcana card. It's really about being able to take action. We've got the symbol for Aries here. Aries is a fire sign, and it's the first sign of the zodiac. It's all about the morning. It's about sunrise. It's about the dawn. And it's about a new day and how you're going to charge into that day and make it yours. Here we've got this little bee and the ability to, I don't know if it's a bumblebee or a regular bee, but the thing that's often said about bumblebees is that technically they shouldn't be able to fly because their bodies are too heavy for their wings. And that's what I'm choosing to go with. So you can do the impossible if you believe in yourself and make it happen for yourself. The great thing about the Emperor as well is that he's a figure of authority. If you look at the Fool's Journey, by the time you get to the Emperor, he kind of represents the first male figure that you meet in life, or that he meets in life, and it represents the father. So everything that you would associate with a good father, I suppose, someone who's able to make you feel secure and taken care of and provided for and loved, and all those things that we kind of associate with some strong person taking care of you. And that exists within yourself today. So you are the strong person able to take care of your own life, especially in circumstances that seem impossible or beyond your reach. And this eagle at the bottom here, you're free to choose again at any stage in your life. If you're not exactly, if you don't feel free, if you feel stuck, if you feel like, oh, you know, it's too late, I don't have a choice, wrong. The cards are saying you can liberate yourself anytime you want, because that power to do that exists within you every moment that you're alive. So that's going to be something to tap into quite easily on this day. Then we have the 8 of Swords, and that kind of brings things to an abrupt halt. Because the 8 of Swords is usually someone who's blindfolded and surrounded by swords and who's stuck. So a lack of vision, a lack of clarity, confusion, too many voices, maybe not knowing exactly what to listen to or who to listen to, and ultimately it feels oppressive, it feels like you don't have a choice and you don't know which way to turn. So ultimately here with these 2 cards, the message is if something is unclear, if you have an opportunity or a choice to make, you make it. Don't let other people make it for you. And if you don't know exactly what's going on or which way you're going to go, then sometimes, you know, if you're contemplating something, if you're making a decision, sometimes speaking to your friends or speaking to several people about it to get their feedback and their opinions, that can help you make a decision. Because it's kind of like a focus group, right? You see who agrees, who doesn't agree, what the reasons are behind that, and then it makes it easier for you to see what works for you or what feels right. But on this day, that will only make things more confusing and more complicated. And instead of sourcing all your friends and family for information and ideas, go within, ask yourself, you already know what you want. Because the Emperor always knows what he wants. He wakes up in the morning, ding, and he's off. So I already know what I want. Universe, angels, guides, please show me what that is. Because I know it's in there, but I may not be feeling it. And if you take a moment or two, and I really don't think it's going to take you very long, then you will be able to tap into this energy of the Emperor and be decisive and empowered and not susceptible to becoming overwhelmed with information. Jupiter is the lucky planet in astrology, but Jupiter is also the planet of growth and expansion. It's often too much. And then we've got Gemini, which is about communication. And I think that's wonderful in this card, because that's what it could be. So all the information is blown up to a point where you can't make heads or tails of things, and you kind of spin out and you don't know where to listen or who's right and who's wrong, and it just goes round and round and round. Finally, the Four of Swords is also about going within. The Four of Swords usually shows a man lying in a church, and he's meditating, he's contemplating, he's praying. And then in a stained glass window, we've got an angel kind of reaching down and helping him. So that's what the cards are saying, that if you take a moment to understand what it is you want to do, or you take a moment to meditate or to reflect, the universe is going to support you, meet you halfway, reach out a hand and give you information that you need so that you can move forward in a straight line and not go around the houses and go in circles. So that's really interesting, because both these cards are working really well together in this deck, and usually they're very, very different. I mean, the Emperor is about action, 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 and the Four of Swords is about rest and sourcing information from your higher self rather than from other people. So it is an action, but physically, this person is usually lying down. The Emperor is usually sitting on a throne. He is in the middle of doing something that's part of his life purpose. So he's strong, he's moving around. So the action, if you want to tap into this, first of all, I would go here and contemplate and get really in touch with this feeling of certainty that already resides in you. Once you've got that, then it'll be easy to jump into action. So if you don't feel sure, if you're undecided, it's better to hold off than to jump in. Wait a little bit until something drops, until the penny drops and you understand really what works for you, what resonates with you. Then the day is going to be super easy, because there is no confusion. You go directly to the goal and it feels much more comfortable. So if someone comes along and says, hey, you should do this immediately, and they put a lot of pressure on you, then you can just say, okay, well, thanks for sharing that. I'm just going to take a moment to think about what I want to do, and then I'll get back to you. And if they don't understand that, then you can say, well, that's fair enough, but I really don't want to be pressured today. And I mean, like a reasonable person would understand that, I think. I mean, unless it's an emergency or something. Then we've got the numbers. We've got the Emperor, that's 4. The 8 of Swords, so that's 12. And another 4 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. And 7 in numerology is the mind and creativity. So it's an inner process, not an outer process. So take a moment to just, I don't know how better to explain it other than something just feels right. Something lands, something touches the ground, and that then feels super straightforward and super simple and easy to deal with. So if you are going through the day and you find that everything is super complicated and confusing, then your focus is too much on the outward. If everything is fun and easy and straightforward, then the focus is on the inward. You're using the information that's available to you, and you'll be able to get the things done that you want. So it looks like a productive, positive day. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to order your reading with me. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.